good time. Mana versus KeeN didn't play yet. They'll be playing after this series, I believe. After the Clem KeeN series, which is just kicking off right now. To the top left-hand side, our Red Terran player from Dead Pixels. This is Clem, the 15-year-old French player, causing waves in the scene lately. As to the bottom right-hand side, our Yellow Terran player is KeeN. He did pick up his first series win of the day against Game Time, 2-0. Again, if you're joining us from WardiTV, then hello, welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful day and hope you had a great time watching the People Images League. I was unable to catch any of those games actually just with how my day's gone, but I hope you guys had some great games over there. And again, a warm welcome to the channel. If you don't know me, I guess I'll do a bit of an intro, but I'm Wardy. I cast StarCraft 2 pretty much every single day as well. Basically, I do what Base Trade does. I run tournaments, I cast tournaments. Me and Riff can get into fights and we beat each other up. Sometimes I cast on Base Trade too. And yeah, what's up? If you enjoy the cast and if you're enjoying the games, do not forget to hit the follow button to see when I'm going live as well in the future. But welcome to the stream and I hope you guys enjoy the games. This is the WardiTV Invitational number 2. It's $300 base prize pool, currently raised to a guaranteed $415 plus prize pool. So yeah, you can continue to contribute to the prize pool as well via Match Arena. See you later, Rifkin. Thanks again for the donation. Have a good one. We'll see if we can kill you by the bit boss by the next time you come back. Have a good day though. Thank you so much for the host. Do appreciate it. Bernie versus Cyril was epic. Oh, that's good to hear. Good to hear. Glad you guys had some good games over there. Alright, well let's kick this off with this CC being thrown on down. A Reaper on the way out as well. From both sides, Reaper coming up from both players at the moment, so again, that's set up and ready to go. The natural commander being thrown down as well here from KeeN. You'll see this SCV just jumping onto that CC to keep it building. And the Reaper coming across, going to be chasing that SCV away. Generally, if you could get your SCV to turn around and fight the Reaper with your own Reaper, it does help because it just forces target firing. And it just makes life a bit more difficult. As we do see this Reaper coming down towards the lower right-hand side. Factories on the way from both. In terms of the overall build orders here between Clem and KeeN, I mean, it's pretty similar, right? Just slightly different timings overall. You know, CC just slightly later here and there, as actually both players will delay the CC of their opponents. Actually, KeeN being a little bit greedy with the reactor so early, so he really will have his CC delayed, whereas this Reaper of Clem, the second Reaper, popped out and will be able to save the day. And with that Reaper saving the day, he's able to continue building his CC, whereas KeeN is still delayed here early on. Again, two players in this round-robin group who are in very different positions already, because of course Clem is lost his first series against Thermal, but of course we saw KeeN picking up his victory against Game Time. So really important for Clem to try and get a victory on the board here. As you're going to see, Reaper's picking up 2 Marines. Well, this could just be a very fast win, spiraling out of control in the early game, as these Reapers picking up the SCV as well here. And that's going very well for him, as these Reapers will continue to poke and prod. They won't kill the CC, but even just this delay so far has been absolutely fantastic. The Cyclone obviously really will shut this down once and for all for now, at least for now. A Hellion coming through the center of the map as well here, as Clem will be looking to try and push up here and maybe do just that little bit extra. Back at home, he's thrown down a tech lab on the barracks as well. He's already got a tech lab on the starport. A tech lab on the racks is a bit different. I don't know what he's going to do with that so early. He's going to see the 2 Reapers dive into the main base, but also the benefit of having 2 Reapers up still means he can do something along these lines, as we are going to see even both of them getting away through this upper kind of ledge. Meanwhile, a Hellion on the low ground is going to poke and prod, and still just picking up some damage here and there, forces an SCV to come back up in towards the main base. And still, fights are continuing. Hellion getting very, very low. He's going to see, oh, the Reaper just goes down. Now this Liberator coming up about halfway done. This Hellion is still trying to escape over here and is going to be able to pull on away. So Hellion gets back. Meanwhile, Banshee play coming up from Clem. It's going to be scanned as the first Banshee pops out. Again, intrigued by this tech lab on the barracks. I wonder if this was maybe meant to be a reactor and he just misclicked it, because it doesn't look like he was trying to rush out Stim or anything, right? And starting Stim now, I mean, it's not that far off just being able to start on one of these barracks. So I wonder if that was just a small mistake here by Clem, or whether it really was just intentional. Because we are going to be seeing the Banshee coming through and poking away at that first Hellion there. A little bit of piece of damage being done. Cyclone locks on towards that Banshee, and the Banshee is going to get pushed away. Second lock on, Cloak in a few seconds will not be in time. Clem loses the Banshee then, so that's a big deal, because honestly, so far, obviously this wasn't looking so pretty, this wasn't looking great in terms of, you know, being able to survive as KeeN, but shutting down the Banshee right away does help him out massively. It will help to slow things down. That really will do a very good job for him. As we see, well, Stimpak's still on the way up a lot faster than it will be from KeeN, and he's on the 3 racks as well, as KeeN throws down the 3rd CC now. So going into his 3rd command center, really looking to focus on the economy here in the next few moments. And it is going to be mech out of KeeN. He's going to throw down an extra factory. It's a tech lab on the barracks, so it's going to be not kind of like mass cyclones like we kind of saw before, but some other bits and pieces instead. Going to quickly bring you guys into the Mana versus Game Time game number 3. Now, Game Time's going for a very powerful push up. He's actually already taken a bit of a lead earlier in this game. Mana's currently just dropping a couple of those storms and looking to defend. I'll leave that on the picture-in-picture just for a moment so you guys can watch what could be the last moments of that game. But as the moment this Banshee's coming in, he's picked off 5, 6 kills, now 7 kills. He's going to get 8 SCVs here, which is fantastic damage. And for now, is just about going to jump away towards the main. Maybe it can find a little bit more there. As we're going to see, nope, the Viking will come in, pick that off. Meanwhile, Liberate over here is going to cause some chaos. It will now go down with 4 kills on the counter, which is nice, but not brilliant. Alright, as things calm down in this TvT, just quickly, I think you can see that Game Time has a bit too much against Mana in that picture-in-picture, and so Game Time is able to pick up the victory, and that's going to be a 2-1 victory for Game Time in that series against Mana. Game Time picks up, oops, wrong button. Game Time picks up his first game of the day, his first series of the day, and takes down Mana with that 2-1. You'll be seeing this +1 weapons on the engineering bay coming up here from Clem right now. There's some Hellions beginning to spread on out and just looking to see where they can go and just get, you know, taking some map control basically. KeeN doesn't want to be caught off guard by drops, as would be one of the weaknesses of mech. So yeah, I just want that to happen. Alright, so here we go, a bit of a push across the map from Clem, getting ready to attack, pushing on in and looking to see what else can happen here. Is going to see tank fires, a few Marines do get caught up there. Hellions, Cyclones gathering together, a couple of Vikings as well right now, looking to see what's maybe just about to happen. Hellion moves over to the right-hand side where Marines and tanks are going to come on over. And going to be throwing down a kill on this Hellion right away, so that's a nice little pick off. Clem looking for a position. So you see this tank is firing early once again. Tank's coming a little bit further forwards. I mean, Clem's trying to find something here. He needs to get rid of this siege tank on the other side, which he will be able to do. I mean, that's big, but now he's losing a Viking as well, medevac as well to the Vikings. He doesn't quite have vision to get rid of that sensor tower. He will load up in towards the main, where a few Marines will push Vikings back momentarily. But now Clem is sort of making this work out. It's a little bit messy, but it's making progress. And as you can see, he's starting to clean this up. Splitting Marines very nicely, pulling them away and just sitting them near a mineral line where they can do more damage. As we're going to be seeing those few SCVs going down. Hellion's coming in towards the center. More units from Clem coming through the middle as well. Looking to try and do just a bit more here right now. This Viking overhead is going to be, well, joined by another couple of Vikings too. Tanks still firing away and Hellions continue to get dropped here. Very nice damage done. Is going to see those 4 medevacs now loading up and going to drop up in towards the natural. Marine's going to drop on down, and we're just going to be seeing SCVs pulling in. But there's nothing over than SCVs to defend this, and as the tanks siege, they could target fire down the other tanks. But I guess he doesn't have vision just yet, but either way, it's a lot of workers killed. Clem is doing some real damage here in this game number 1 of this best of 3. A couple of tanks sieging up once again just to the edge. And those Vikings are gathering up once more. +1 armor still coming on in. Armor and engineering bay. Clem just looking to go in towards 2-2. It's going to be a little bit delayed on that, but honestly, with the lead that he's got, he's looking fine to have a small mistake like that one. I don't think it's going to affect him too much here. Up 59 SCVs to 33. That's obviously a huge deal in this scenario, as the army supplies 60 to 40 as well. I mean, this is everything he wants it to be when it's Bio versus mech. Ahead on Eco has an extra base. He's on the map applying pressure. He's slowing the mech player down. Everything just going the way that Clem would want it to so far to kickstart this series. As we are going to be seeing a couple of Hellions here going to get cleaned out. 11 workers going down though. Clem taking some damage, but again, triple CC in position. He's producing those workers nice and quickly. As we're going to see these couple of Hellions morphing into Hellbats. Still units just gathering up on this natural expansion. Pushing forward, you're going to see these 2 tanks firing away. A few Marines will stim ahead as well. And we are going to be seeing tanks continue to be fired upon. And we're going to see this orbital lifting up and moving down towards the 3rd base. Clem coming down the left-hand side. And he's going to be looking to keep on pushing over the next few moments. There's a couple of medevacs up in the skies as well. Meanwhile, a couple of Vikings on the way out, plus 2 weapons. I mean, everything just does not stop here for our youngster, who any moment now may just find his way to push in for victory. Loses a medevac, couple of tanks on siege, but while it's only a couple of tanks, you lead this army with like a couple of Marines, you're not going to do a lot. At the same time, there's a lot of units over here. Needs to keep the Vikings nearby, because if he lifts up and drops on top of those tanks, they are going to die so flipping quick, it's going to be insane. Well, 4 tanks is a lot. He's going to send a few units ahead, and Clem will realize there's a lot of units there, so maybe he just can't quite finish this just yet. Maybe he can't quite just finish this yet, but perhaps soon, as we're going to see another couple of Hellions to the right-hand side. Another siege tank coming over. Grid's still coming through. 2-2 on the way from Clem still right now, as we're going to see a couple more Marines coming down to this bottom side. Clem here still looking to apply some pressure over the next few minutes. Just looking for a way to end this. I mean, obviously the kind of way to play this out is not to overreact, not to push in too quick. Take your time about it. We're going to see a little bit of a drop. Does find his way onto some tanks. Here's just for a moment, we saw those Vikings out of position. That killed 3 siege tanks. That's huge. A medevac of units to get 3 tanks is a huge deal right here. And Clem may be able to push into this position now. There's still 3 siege tanks, but again, you lead this with a couple of Marines to soak the first shots. We'll see if Clem feels confident enough. Maybe not with so many Hellions turning into Hellbats here. But he's got so many reinforcements as well, right? And now he's got the Viking lead as well. He can win the air fight, and if he wins the air fight, well, it becomes a very easy affair, because then he just drop on top of those tanks. And if you're dropping on top of those tanks, well, then they're not going to be able to do what they want to do. They're not going to be able to survive like they should. Here you go, this medevac going to come on in and just going to start to unload. Look how quick these tanks will drop. They even get forced to unsiege, which is Clem's moment to actually come in and fight this. Surprising that he didn't take that opportunity. Maybe he was just caught up. Maybe he didn't have his hotkeys correct completely. We're going to be seeing this medevac again gets another tank kill with the drop. The Vikings are still just building on up here in numbers. Now Liberators on the way too. Clem's still playing this very patiently, very calmly. As we're going to be seeing 2-2 upgrades about to finish up right now from Clem, so it's just something else that will help him out. Taking a 4th base behind it, again, just holding the map control, holding the positions. A few Vikings leading the charge once more, pushing forwards with these. Looking to see perhaps what he can do. He has a few tanks sieging up once again. There's a lot of Vikings now, and again, he's going to clean out these 2 very easily, to the point where this one just has to land. And now I guess, is he going to spread out? Is he going to drop these? He does actually have 4s coming in. Here comes the Marauders to drop on top of these 4s once again. We've seen how deadly they've been already. And now we're going to see the big stim in. Clem needs to split up a little bit, concave this just slightly, because it is a lot of tanks still. You still got to respect those, but as you can see, it's going to be way too much. A little bit of a run by of Hellions across the map, but there's the GG, and Clem picks up game 1 of this best of 3. As to see the games, right? We want you guys to get to see what happened in these matches, so we'll probably cast a few, maybe not all, but at least a few of these games that weren't shown on stream from replays, just to give you even more StarCraft 2 action. To the bottom right hand side, our red Terran player from Dead Pixels, it is Clem. And to the top left hand side, our yellow Terran player, it is KeeN. Yeah guys, I know a few of you want to see game time as well. We did originally have scheduled some matches for game time on the main stream, but with the way things went, it just made sense to kind of follow it into Clem versus KeeN here, and show you guys the game time games later. Also, game time is on a bit of a schedule as well. He kind of wants to play in a NA Cup that's just happening tonight, so he wants to make sure he's finished up before then. So for game time, we're just letting him play his matches as he goes as well. We're not holding anything up as well, just to kind of stick to the stream schedule we wanted. Well, you know, accommodating to the players and all the rest of it. As I said, we will cast some of the replays later as well, so if the game time games are taking place right now, you will see some game time. We will cast some of it. It just might be from replays, but we'll still cast it. Top left-hand side is KeeN. Bottom right-hand side is Clem, who leads this series 1-0 in this best of 3. As we set up and see where we are going to be, going. Yes, groups are round robin here today. 5 players in each group, and that leads to 3 players advancing. First place advances straight to the semi-finals of the playoffs. That's what Reno managed to do yesterday. And then second and third place of the group go through and they play in the round of 6. If you finish second place in this group, you will end up against Team Drogo in the round of 6. If you finish third place in this group, you get to play a laser in the round of 6, which doesn't sound too fun at all, honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, but that is indeed how it is. That's how it goes. That's how tonight will be playing out, how that bracket will be playing out. And that bracket does play out tomorrow, live from 7 PM CET. We'll be casting every single one of those matches. 2 best of 3s and 3 best of 5s. Lots of action for you guys tomorrow evening. More StarCraft 2. StarCraft every single day here on WardiTV. We're live tomorrow with that playoffs of the WardiTV Invitational, as we mentioned. On New Year's Eve, we're going to be bringing you guys, that's Sunday, of course. New Year's Eve, we're going to be bringing you guys action from the WardiTV New Year's Cup with Battlefy. If you guys actually !Battlefy in the chat, this is something I'm going to mention here quickly, is obviously just what I've shown on screen, just to mention it, is that KeeN's opening 1-1-1. He's not expanding right away compared to the Reaper expand of Clem. So Clem just being a little bit more, well, economy focused, and KeeN looking to apply the pressure. We'll just give you guys some updates on the Battlefy Cup. If you !Battlefy in the chat, you will get yourself a link to the Battlefy tournament. It would be awesome if you guys signed up. I mean, it's kind of funny, but you know, a lot of the time when you run tournaments, a lot of it's about the viewership. A lot of it's about putting out great games. You know, to get sponsors, we need people watching and stuff like that. Battlefy mostly care about signups. So if you want to support StarCraft, get yourself signed up to the New Year's Eve WardiTV Cup with Battlefy. The more people that sign up, the more likely we are to have Battlefy-based events in the future. Basically, just more content for you guys. So, yeah. Even if you guys don't think you want to play, or you don't think you can play, even if you just show up and even if you just register but then don't check in, it also goes a long way. Alright guys, just as this game's taken a moment or two, there's actually a little bit of an attack in the TvZ, which is ongoing, but Euphemal has pretty much just deflected it. He's deflecting this Cyclone, this Roach kind of Ravager Ling all in. Euphemal picks up that game number 1. He goes up 1-0 in that best of 3 against Game Time. And he will be going to game number 2 in just a few moments. Of course, guys, if you play, you might get casted as well. And all the rest of it, so it can also be very exciting. Anyways, let's focus back onto this TvT, KeeN and Clem. 4 minutes in, we're going to see that Reaper getting chased around. The Hellion is going for it. Does pick up that Reaper kill. And there's going to be seeing a couple more Reapers that's going to poke on in and see what they can do. Grenades going down, but can't really achieve too much. 2 more Cyclones going to be popping out. KeeN, well, he's got that Liberate on the way out of 3rd CC very early. Clem's got a Viking, though. That helps. He's actually going in towards a very fast stim. And the Siege Tank on the way as well. I actually kind of like it, honestly. I feel like Clem's getting himself into a good setup, even if it is a little bit of a different one. Cyclone's moving forwards here to see what they can perhaps achieve. Liberator does pop out and starts to move down the left-hand side of this map. There's the 3rd from Clem. Much later here, remember, but he's 4 workers ahead already. By the time this finishes, I mean, a 60-second build time plus the orbital morphing in-ish is just over a minute. It's about the time where KeeN can get free SCVs out of his own orbital. So honestly, it's going to pretty much catch KeeN up here, and that's kind of about it. You know, KeeN's going to be pretty much equal on Eco, but he will have still been behind early. Let's see what this Liberator can do, though, because obviously here he can maybe get a couple of kills. This Liberator sieges up. Clem does not respond right away. His Vikings are nearby. He'll get rid of this quickly when he realizes it, but he has to realize it first. He just pull away now. 4 workers, though. I mean, that's quite a lot, plus the lost mining time here, and he's maybe going to get 5. Okay, Clem micros it properly, and he does set those workers back without them running in towards the Liberation Zone, which is obviously very necessary. Scan up into the main base. This barrack's going to lift and land down onto a reactor. Still 2 Vikings to the right-hand side, seeing what else is going on, and well, KeeN now himself on the 4-worker lead. So as we mentioned, you know, it was kind of looking as though the eco was going to even up in terms of worker count, but obviously killing 4 workers has put KeeN into the slight lead now. 6 workers, about to be 4 again, just as workers finish up on either side. One thing I will say, though, is that KeeN is a little bit further away with his 3rd base than the 3rd base of Clem is. And so if KeeN has to fly his all the way over here, you know, that's a little bit that Clem takes into advantage, because he only has to fly his half the distance, basically. So, and these little things that don't seem like they make a massive difference, but they do really add up very quickly in the kind of mirror matchups. They can make differences, although this is not going to be too mirrored at all here, this game, because this is Marine Tank sort of bio play. We'll mix in some Marauders because it's against mech, but it is against mech, right? And that's the important thing to note. It's going to be the same matchup as last time, which Clem was able to clean out in and take Tome, but that was off the back of some very early damage. Just intrigued to see what maybe happens as we follow up here. This Halloween or so having a little bit of a chase. These guys playing Hot Wheels over here. Clem just about being able to keep the lead. Barracks going to flow over to the left-hand side. Obviously with Mech, you don't really need to keep that Barracks around, so just using it to scout can be very effective. He's pushing forwards here. Well, Clem would like to be able to slow down and delay the third CC coming up, so going to try and maybe get across to position himself for that, as we are going to be seeing him starting to move over. A lone Hellion comes on in. Hopefully he doesn't turn around his whole army to deal with that, because I mean a couple of reinforcements will do the job. And right now, KeeN is out of position when it comes to defending the third base. He doesn't have 1-1 upgrades against Stimpack, Combat Shields, and +1 of the Bio player. He's actually going to have a pretty tough time holding the third base, I think. 2 tanks will be nice. Will it be enough? I mean, there's going to be a couple of tanks from Clem as well. Of course, he needs to get them in position. And Clem sort of shows his hand a bit too early with those first few units that, you know, get across the map a bit faster. Kind of just showing KeeN where he's going to attack into. 2 Vikings in the sky going to get locked onto actually by the Cyclone, so now Clem doesn't have the air control either because he'll lose 1 Viking. Well, 2 more Vikings will come in from KeeN anyways. Clem doesn't find himself the opportunity, which maybe he did actually have there. He's going to pull back in towards the middle, and well, now you can actually just come up this position because KeeN has to unsiege and reposition. And here we go, Clem's going to siege up on the low ground, and here we go, he stims, he's going to start fighting this. Tank fire will begin. Oh, Clem, those Marauders are cleaving their way through the Cyclones, and now he will clean up those tanks very soon after as well. Vikings land only to be decimated. I mean, the Medivacs went down, though. Another tank at the front will go down, as we're going to be seeing the Bio just going to pick up another siege tank here, and that's going to be GG. Clem picks up game number 2, and he takes the 2-0.